So our next topic is Superboy Prime, Mr. Austin Appleby, 13-year-old swimmer, or not, I don't think he's a swimmer, just 13-year-old, was out, I believe, paddleboarding with his younger sister and younger brother. He's 13, he's the oldest, and his mom, and the waves took them out to push them out into the sea. And basically this kid swam 4 kilometers, I think about halfway with his lifeguard vest on, took it off, swam the rest of the way. I believe a major part of the story is before he started swimming, because of the cold, it was like messing with his legs. So that's why he's like pictured right now with what are they called? Not a walker, but
crutches?
Crutches, yeah, crutches. Because of I think the temperature messed with his legs. But so he does this, swims ashore 4 kilometers in with waves, no lifeguard vest or life jacket. Jesus Christ, no life jacket. And then has to run, I want to say like another kilometer or whatever to find a way to call. And he, turns into a middle schooler, goes from Superman back to being a middle schooler, goes from Shazam back to Billy Babson. And he's like, I need jets, I need helicopters, I need airplanes, like just he says it all. He needs the military, the Navy SEALs, the Coast Guard. My family's out there, and they go out there and they find his family. So this kid is a hero. And so I think, so the story that I think we should actually talk about with this, I put this on my Instagram, is it's about intolerance. That's what this story is about. Like he said, I'm not losing. He burned the ships when he took that life jacket off, and the only option was victory. And I think that that's also something when people, like when Phelps talks about how like our Team USA isn't the same, when we talk about how everybody's all buddy, like this kid said, I'm not going to lose today. Like there's only one way this goes down, and that's me on top. And he made it. So I think that's what the real story here is, as far as anything swimming, like other than the fact that he swam 4 kilometers, I think that's the real story here, is that this kid has the mentality of what it takes to be a killer, where there's only one option, and that's him getting what he wants. So what do you think about this, Elvis?
I did not see you taking that route with this story.
Oh.
I was like, what are we going to talk about with this kid? Because this suggestion came from our producer, Big Nate Dog, and I was just like, this story is not interesting to me at all. So, but you just took it in a way that now you've piqued my interest. So I'm going to run down that rabbit hole you just dug up. So you say he came out swinging with it's do or die. I have no choice.
It's only due.
It's only due. I have no choice but to make this swim to survive and save my family. Now, this reminds me of a point I wanted to bring up and something I want to talk about in a future episode. But I'm going to use the same example now. It's like,
so y'all getting some insider trading right here.
Yeah. It's like when a mom sees the car fall on her kid, and all of a sudden she's able to lift the car off of the kid. Where does this strength come from? Because it's a life and death situation, your brain is able to, fire and recruit more muscle fibers for your body to get yourself out of it's like, hey, I'm going to do this or I'm going to die. So I have to do this, and the brain can really only tap into that in those situations. However, the greatest athletes are able to recreate or mimic cosplay, whatever you want to call it, minute, like little bits of that
Yeah,
scenario.
you can reverse engineer it through like your nervous system signaling.
Right. The greatest athletes are able to recreate kind of that situation, that scenario in their brain to perform at that level and to win. So it's like, it's almost like cheating, you know? It's like the more you're able to tap into that, like the further ahead you're going to be.
Yeah.
But how do you, I don't know. Can that
Willpower.
be trained?
It's willpower.
Right. It's like, and I don't think that can be taught. I think that's innate, you know, like you ever coached a kid who no matter what you did, he just was
okay,
not
you're right.
motivated?
I agree with you.
Like you ever coach a kid, like no matter what you do, he just was not motivated. Just like, just did not care. Like, remember when we were, was like, are you going to let the girls beat you? Like, I would dig through the depths of hell to not let a girl beat me. And then eventually you just get to a certain age and you're like, yo, she's just faster, man. Like,
Yeah.
I got to take that L. Like, you know, but those nowadays, you know, some kids, you're like, you're going to let this girl beat me? And they're just like, whatever. I don't care. You know, and
yeah,
you got to have that thing that's just in the depth of your brain of like, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that does not happen. And that even flows into another level of discussion of is, do you compete to win, or what do you like more, winning, or do you hate losing? You know, it's one of those. It's like,
yeah. But this is what I was saying too about the killer comment, right? Where it's like, it's not even about the win anymore. It's about like, it's imposing your will on somebody or something in this case.
Yeah. Cause like, I remember there was points in my career where I hated losing more than I loved winning.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was kind of a circular rabbit hole where I went with that, but tap into
when you look at it like that from like a competitive standpoint, it's a very interesting like thing that he accomplished.
And when you're able to tap into when you're able to tap into that, that's where confidence comes in. Because I think before the show we were talking about like if we were to jump back into the pool now and did like a serious training session, what we think we could go. And my answer was like, oh, I know I could go this, you know, that's my ego talking. But why? Why do I know that? Because I know once I put that out into the universe, like I'm going to do whatever. I know I'm able to tap into what needs to be done to get it done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that makes me confident that I can do it. You know?
It's like, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
It's like and I mean, it trickles like down
into of what it takes to
right.
do that.
Yes. I know I'm capable of what it takes to do that. Even though I may not do that, I know I'm capable to do that.
Yeah.
And that's where the confidence comes in. It even trickles into other parts of life. And that's why a lot of people who don't understand this mindset will mistake confidence for cockiness. Because it's like, I'll hear people say, oh, like, you think you know everything. It's like, no, I don't think I know everything, but I know I'm capable of finding it out.
Yeah.
You know, so I may not know how to do this, but I'm capable of finding it out. So therefore I can do it. I can do anything. I know I can do anything. Why? Because I'm capable of finding out how to do it.
Yeah. And I know with what you just said, like I'll say I know everything. Like I ain't tripping. And it's just like, especially like in our comments, and this is actually turned into a really good episode. Everything seems to have like meshed together really well. For y'all don't know, we struggle to find some topics, and everything's bleeding into each other's topics really well. This is kind of I think maybe it probably won't be rated, but as far as like chaining everything together, I think it's probably our best episode. But like when people comment on things like with their projection, right? I remember we had a comment where somebody said like, you guys aren't like, why don't you guys do it? And it's like, my response was like, what makes you think I haven't?
Hmm.
You know? And it's like that's the difference between, and I just had I had a Zoom call before this with a kid in my one-on-one. And I was like, the difference between me and you is I don't accept the outcome I don't want. So I may lose and it may take me forever, but you ain't got to win once to be the champion.
Right.
So, and I know I'm capable of outlasting you. I know I'll go further than you to do it. Right. Like, so dang, I think I just lost my train of thought. Oh God, I was on the wall right there. But oh yeah, the kid, and he's starting to finally get it. And the kid is basically he's 2 weeks into his season right now. He's in Australia. Shout out to Victor. And he's like already almost going best times in like 2 weeks into the season. And this is a 17-year-old kid about to turn 18. And it's like, now imagine if you had this, like how much more confident you would be if you had been doing this the whole time. Right? So I think, the comment section, that's what I was talking about. Like I'm at a point now when I say like, I'll just say like, I'm right, is because like I've been wrong enough to make sure I'm right. Like I hunt being wrong so I can have the answers. So when your punk ass says some stupid shit, I'm ready. Like that's how I feel. So like, and I know I'm going to push myself, kind of like what you said. Like I know I'm going to find the answer. So I'm more than confident with saying that you're wrong about something. And if I'm wrong, then I get to eat it. Right. But that's that, like I said, this episode blends so well is that goes into even the coaching thing. Like your kid ain't going to lie on me because I'm over prepared for your kid to lie on me. And I'm going to tell you in our first meeting, in our first email, I'm going to look you parents in the face and I'm going to say, this is what we're doing. This is what we're agreeing to. And I'm going to give you the chance to say, no, we don't want that, Dax. But because the way I'm talking with assuredness, this guy seems like he knows what he's talking about. And now I have to step up. God, this is such a good episode. And maybe this is just me and my own talking and being arrogant right now. But it goes into what we talked about last week about your confidence as a coach, where you want to be safe or you're going to get in the streets and figure it out. They've decided to put their trust in me. I need to deliver now.
Right.
And I'm confident with that because I know how to fail quickly to get the right answers. There's no other outcome. There's intolerance. There's only one way this is going. I'm winning. It ain't even going to be both of us losing. I'm winning. The end.
I have such a good segue from that. You said something just now that like perfectly ends up. You said, I know how to fail quickly and learn. So I heard this quote on the radio just this morning. I was like, oh, that's good. It said, I lied. It wasn't the radio. It was on Instagram. He said, the reason why like our generation is different from the generation coming up in general, like don't come for me in the comments. Well, my kid is different, blah, blah, blah. In general, they said the video games that we played when we were younger taught us to fail quickly, try again, and be patient with the process to win. Yeah. Whereas video games today kind of help you along the way. Like you can buy your way into different doors, or you have a map, or you have little arrows showing you where to go. You can save, all these different helps during the game.
Like the first time you played Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and it's the most frustrating experience. That little spider boss the first time. Oh my God.
No map, just aimlessly wandering, running into people. Pokemon.
Yeah.
Lion King. Super Mario.
Oh my God, Lion King. Oh my God.
You ever played Banjo-Kazooie? I don't think I've ever
beat that game. Oh my God, that game.
That was the worst one.
Like PTSD.
Yeah. So, and then what happened?
Banjo-Kazooie.
You had 3 lives in Mario. You died. Back to the beginning, bitch. Start over. And you're just like, oh. So we would just hours and hours of trying to beat a game. You can't save it. It literally rewired your brain. So I thought that was very interesting, and I was a competitive gamer growing up, and my buddy told me, shout out to Eric McGinnis, the McGinnis family, 3 very fast swimming brothers when we were growing up. Yeah. He said his older brother, Matt
Manimal, that's what we called our McGinnis.
Manimal, that was the oldest McGinnis. Yeah, he swam at Texas. So Matt swam at Texas. Eric was in my class at Kentucky, and then Zach McGinnis, who I nicknamed him Ziggy. He came to Kentucky his freshman year. I think he's 2 years below me, and then he transferred to Virginia Tech where he graduated. So the 3 McGinnis brothers.
Right.
Eric told me that Matt was such a competitor when they were younger that if he beat them in a video game, he would snatch the controller from the ground and shove it back in their hand and make them play again until he won.
The manimal, man. The manimal.
And you would think that's like psychopathic behavior of a child, but just when you were saying in the beginning, something is wrong with me in the head. Yeah, that's it right there. Something's wrong with that guy in the head, and that's why he's a freaking champion.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta be. You will not get to the top with that soft, fake, humble BS. Anybody in the top 8 anybody at the Olympics is a cocky asshole. All of them. There are no humble people on deck. I promise you. I've seen all of them in the locker room. Pause. I've seen them all behind the scenes, even the women. The whole
after parties.
No humble people at the Olympics. No humble people at the World Championships. There's no humble people at NCAAs. None of them.
NCAAs. Oh my God. Yeah, there's nobody humble at NCAAs.
You're going to get punched in the face and in the mouth, and you're going to lose, and you're going to drown if you're humble. None of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Jeez. Yeah. And it's like the NCAA thing is, obviously I never made the Olympics or anything like that, but the NCAA one is interesting because you can, I don't know if hostility is the right word, but you can definitely feel like the lack of humility like in the air when you go to that meeting. Like you can sense it.
Oh yeah. Every dude's walking around like this. Because I'm here to win. Because we're all here to win.
Yeah.
It's like,
see, ties into the first topic. I'm telling you, this is our best episode.
I was just talking to somebody about this too the other day. Person told me like, man, you just think like you're so cocky, you think you know everything. I was like, have you ever seen a boxing match where the boxer came out and said, oh, I just hope we have a good fight and like my competitors are lovely? Or do they come out there and be like, I'm the best, I'm gonna win, I'm gonna kill him?
Yeah.
Like that's how you can't go in there soft, you can't go in there sweet, you got to be ready for war.
Yeah.
That's me. I am ready for war at all times. I'd rather be a warrior in the garden
than a gardener in the war. Yeah.
Never catch me slipping.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So kids, pick up your swords, train, and be battle ready at all times.
Yeah. And I don't think this was a topic here, but you kind of commented on it. It was like, can you coach it? And I think no, but competitiveness you definitely can. And when I think about the thing that turned me into this, like, no, it's my way or the highway, like, and I'm getting what I want, I'm leaving here with something. Shout out to Denzel. But like you can create those, that's the beauty of sports, is you can create those environments that are traumatic, using the word liberally, the way that people use other words liberally, to have the kid make that choice for themselves. And you can do things to see the glimmers of that in practice. Like we had this kid who had like a 1-inch vertical. I swear to God, like we were doing some jumps. For those of you who can't see this, we were doing jumps where the kid, you had to jump and then like pull your knees up, right? And the kid was like struggling. Like, it was ugly. And then this is like a little 5th grader. And then they had to run and jump over these buckets we had filled up with water and like streamline over them and land in the water from the other side. This kid who couldn't jump for nothing, full speed, clears the buckets. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, we got something here. Like, this kid is mentally ready. Like, he gets it. He ain't scared. So yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. Like, you can't coach it, but you can create environments through sports where you can find who has it.
I see what you're saying. Because I've actually done something like that before myself. I'm teaching a kid to one of my clients how to do a proper start, and his dad was like, if you watch his start off the blocks, he goes straight down. He doesn't jump out. So, I was working with him I was like, dude, you got to jump out if you want to get any distance on your competitors. And he just didn't know how to do it. So I said, okay. So I took that big ass pole that they use to like rake the bottom of the pool, or like the big hook.
Yeah.
And I laid that across the lane line, like a couple feet out. And I said, jump over it. I said, dive over it. And I have it on video. It's on my TikTok. And he stood there like staring at it, like so scared to like jump over it. So I like brought it in closer. I was like, where he could obviously jump over it. And I just moved it out like 2 inches at a time until it was back to where it was originally. And I was like, it's all mental. Like, now you have to jump over it or hurt yourself. Like, it's your choice. Like, I know you can clear it. So I know I'm confident you're not going to hurt yourself. You got confident you're not going to hurt yourself. So do it. And I mean, eventually he like stumbled a little bit and just like fell in the water. And like, eventually he just like,
I know
this
exactly
guy's not going to, he's
what
like,
type of stumbling you're talking about.
Right. He was like, this guy's not going to let me quit. So I have to take this risk. I have to do or die. And he cleared that thing way further than he ever would have. He was jumping like past the flags by the end of practice. So it's like, dude, like, you had it in you this whole time. You just needed the environment to force you to do it, to tap into that. So once you have a good coach who can teach a kid how to tap into something that they didn't know was there, they can take that essence of tapping and apply that to other things.
Yeah.
That was a hot one.
I'm telling you, dude, this is a good episode, man. People may not think about it, but this is a good episode if you're paying attention.
That was a hot one from a topic that I had no interest in.
Yeah,
Well done, Nate Dogg. I hate saying you're right, but well done.
It's a good topic.